I didn't expect this. But that's why you shouldn't have no expectations, but greatness. And greatness comes in many different forms. Many's always going to surprise you. Greatness is always going to surprise you, or else it's not great. It's just mediocre. Don't live a mediocre life. I'm aboard the Just Tai Now ship with your host, Captain Naga. Today's episode is very cold and brisk. It's very cold and brisk like this whole damn world that we live in. That's what we talk about today. As you see, I'm just out here chilling by these beautiful plants. Just had to show this to y'all. Hopefully y'all can admire the beauty that I see. Today, it's about it being cold. But before we go to this conversation, I wish you a beautiful morning, night, afternoon, midnight special, wherever this is hitting you at, wherever this coming at you. Take this energy. Now we all in the same boat. Now we can start the conversation up once again. It's a cold world out here, buddy. It's a cold world out here, girls and pals. Man, and we gotta be prepared for it. There's so much stuff that keeps us down. There's so many people that like to yip yap in our ear and yip yap behind our back. There's so many people that's doing good, and when they see you, they like, who is this piece of shit? Like, this a cold world out here, and we gotta bundle up. We gotta build up our muscles, build up some layers of defense to prepare ourselves for this cold. Because right now, I'm physically cold. So that's why this is all coming through like this to me right now. But this, man, I'm usually not on the hype side with this stuff, but today is a whole new day. It's a whole new Captain Naga feeling. And I made it out the projects alive. I could have been fucking dead. Could have been on the street. Cop could have shot me up. Could have pulled me over for no reason. I've been pulled over many a times when I was living in Philadelphia. I had a nice Acura 2004 TSX. I love that baby. But the cops didn't believe that was my baby. So I was constantly getting pulled over all the time. And it was always just like, I check your license and registration. And then they would just let me go about my day. Like, it was never, oh, you was speeding. Was that one time I rolled past the stop sign and then stopped too late. But fuck, what? Let's diverge. Let's get back on track. This, man, I've made it out the projects alive. It's a cold world out here. Things wanted me to stay where I was at. To breathe the same air, chill and hang with the same people that wasn't really about nothing. It's a cold world out here, baby. They want us to just work 9-to-5 jobs. That's not for me. I wasn't really cut out for that kind of lifestyle. And being all tied up, all stuck up in the professional field, for me, wasn't really right. But it was a cold world out here. And it pushes you to do things you never thought that you would do. Like working 9-to-5. We go to our 9-to-5s every day, and we hate it. But it's a cold world out here, so what do? We bundle up, and we say, all right, put on that smile, and we do what we have to do. Like, hey, how you doing? Nice day, right? I'm doing well. When really deep inside, behind all the bundles, we like, man, I'm fucked up right now. I gotta get out this mess. But we enjoy the mess so much because it's a cold world out here, and we push to do things and become people that we never thought we would become. Man, hey, to continue with this. Hey, I'm keeping it up, but this is still Captain Naga. I love to laugh. Because even though it's a cold world out here, I'ma laugh regardless in anybody's face. I'ma laugh in pain's face. When I see pain, I just start giggling. I'll get a little chuckle like, yeah, pain, you ain't nothing. You just something that's here to teach me something right now. And this moment too shall pass. And I'ma keep going on with my life. Pain, you guys better stay back there. But Man, it's a cold world out here, baby. It's a cold world. And when we are not prepared for it, we will freeze to death. We will freeze and we will be frozen where we are. We will not be able to move. Our mind will be a go. But our body will stay here because it's cold and we're not warming ourselves with our own inner light. When you bring out that inner light and you build up that solar polex chakra and you start keeping that will, that fire in your belly going, you can be prepared for this cold, cold world. Just tie with me, man. For all the new subscribers, tying is when you combine your heart with your mind. You're not just thinking, you're not just feeling, you're tying. Absolutely, positively tie. And you'll do more than survive. You'll be able to live in this cold, cold world, baby. Guys, I walk around, I see homeless people all the time. And I make sure I greet them like a normal person. Because they're out here in this cold, cold world. And they don't have they probably have family. But when the family not talking to you, when people not talking to you and helping you, you might as well not have no family. You out in this cold, cold world all alone. And homeless people, when you see them, don't be like, oh, man, you fucking bum. You like, no, those are people as well with just as many problems as you do. The only difference is that they don't have the support that you have. And people didn't forgive them for the mistakes that most likely you did as well. Not saying everybody did crack and everything, but not every homeless person is homeless because they did crack. That's the one eye opener that I want us to tie on. Not everybody is in a horrible position, the most horrible position that we see them in, because they really fucked up in life and really made all these horrible mistakes. They probably made some mistakes here and there, but it's a cold, cold world out here, baby. And if you don't have friends and support, then you're going to be put out here to freeze to death. Literally. And then your mind will start to take hold of that. It will start to take hold of all the cold. And it'll just go from this 3D and just go to your mind. And when your mind is frozen, that's when things really start getting suicidal. I dealt with suicidal tendencies in my life. I had 3 suicide attempts in my past through high school and my early college years. So listen to me when I say it's a cold, cold world out here, baby. And we have to keep our inner flame burning. Because it's going to be put out if you don't let it. And then you're going to look around and you're going to want to take your own life. You're going to want to. That's not some alien feeling that just a little bit of population feels or go through. Death is a real thing. Disconnecting yourself from society, from your friends and family, from love is a real thing. You don't even have to commit physical suicide to still kill yourself. You can be so frozen in this cold, cold world, baby, that you don't know how to respond to people the right way. Probably always lashing out, probably always angry, hoping that people just understand you and that they understand the circumstances that you're going through and that this is just how you had to be for the moment. No, it's a cold, cold world. Just gotta warm up your inner sides. Focus on that willpower. Focus on making sure the trauma that was in your life is not affecting the other people in your life. Throwing out them frost blasts. You're so cold that now you're able to throw some ice and frost beams at other people. Like Iceman. That's what I was really trying to go at. Mr. Frost. Shout out to Marvel. But for real though, guys. For real, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. But it's a cold world out here. And when we give up on the people that need us, when we need somebody, we better hope damn sure that it's that one angel that sees the good in everything and is always on fire and is able to melt your iceberg. Because if not, from personal experience, and for a huge frozen surprise, straight Elsa, I'm throwing out all the characters today. Just Tai, just think about it. Whew, I'm trying to keep my hands up for you. Like I said, it's a cold, cold world. Most people, when it gets cold, they like to complain. Most people, when it's cold, the first thing they can say is, damn, it's cold. Damn, I'm uncomfortable. Damn, I need to get out of this. But that's the feeling that you must embody. Believe it or not, Captain Naga, time to myself. This is what you really got to embody it. But you have to be aware of the yin and the yang, the female and the male. The male is like, I gotta get out of this. I can't take this. Fuck all of this. Yo, come on. Let's be done with this. But you have to stay connected to the female aspect that still says, I'ma smile, I'ma laugh, and I'm gonna enjoy this storm. Because I know that this storm will pass. This cold breeze will flow over me. And I will remain warm. Because I see the future. And I see me still standing. And I see me changing. So that when this cold spell comes, I'm way more prepared for it. Because I love myself. And I see what I did wrong in that situation. And I won't bring it here. Because I love myself. And when you get that yin and yang spinning and cooperating, we'll be able to raise the level of human consciousness up a bit by bit, and we will all be normally aware of these cold spells, and we'll be much more prepared to have our fire, to have our flamethrowers, to have those solar plexus that enter that chakra that will go in about. Just continue to feel me on this cold, cold brisk day, baby. Cause my hands are cold. Woo! But it's all good. I love you guys. I love you. Take the time out to say that. If you going through a cold spell right now, take this warmth that Captain Naga has for you and take it. Here, bundle up, and just take this energy. Cause I don't want to see anybody struggling. Like I was saying about seeing homeless people, I like to treat them as like a future friend. Especially in the small town that I live in, I see the same people all the time. I like ask them about their day. Like little tiny things will change the world. A little spark, a magical spark. You gotta add the magic to the spark, and you'll be able to melt whole Arctic-like icebergs. But damn, says global warming is kind of sad. But we're gonna stay on this. You'll be able to melt icebergs with just the tiniest of magical flames. The tiniest of magical flames can change people's hearts and melt their ice cold beating hearts. Hearts can get so ice cold because nothing was ever there to melt it. People wasn't there to help that person. Even in our projects, a project that we can work on can become frozen if we're not putting enough love into that project. And then it just sits there on the shelf frozen for years. I've done this myself. I've been working on these Tussle Tulibates book for the past 3 years, but I keep stopping, losing some kind of motivation. Love is warmth. Love is comfort. And when you think of comfort, you don't think of cold. You think of like a fire. Not, I want to say fire, but not completely fire because you're probably burning. But it could be a comfortable flame. Flames don't particularly have to leave scars. They can be comfortable in a magical sense of thinking. Just Tai. But projects, we must show our complete love to them because they are our babies and they represent us. As babies, children, they represent the parents. Then they go on and take their own life of their own. But the foundation has to be built up from the people that's taking care of them. So when you're working on your project, whatever it may be, put your all into it. Don't worry about if it's going to fail. Don't worry about what people are going to say about it when it's done. And most of all, don't worry about what people are going to say about you while you're doing it. Because I've stopped and I've seen many people stop in the middle of the most magnificent moment that I ever realized, or the most awesome trill moment that I was witnessing. I just saw them stop because of a hint of what somebody else was saying, or because of a glance of an eye on how somebody looked at them. And then they just drop the whole project right then and there. It's a cold, cold world, baby. And we must be prepared for it. We gotta be prepared. Because when we are able to fully blast those icebergs, change comes out of that chaos. If things got frozen, in order for things to change, chaos must exist. The randomness, it must be brought back to the random chaos of infinite possibilities instead of the one that you just see. Things need to be broken up before they can be put back together. Just tie with me. I'm putting this all together the best way that I can right now. Just visualize it, my guys. Visualize it, Tai'ers. Destroying something and then putting it back together in a way that is way more efficient, works in your favor a lot more, and benefits other people for the better. That's what chaos does. And when you break apart those ice pieces with your fire, that's what's going to happen. And you're going to sit back and be shocked like, whoa, I didn't expect this. But that's why you shouldn't have no expectations, but greatness. And greatness comes in many different forms. Many's always going to surprise you. Greatness is always going to surprise you, or else it's not great. It's just mediocre. Don't live a mediocre life. And you're going to be awesome. You're going to be a real Tai'er. A real Tai'er. A real motherfucking Tai'er. All right? So believe in yourself. Believe that you can make it through this cold, cold world, baby. Even if you gotta bundle up like it's hoodie season. Because springtime is almost here. Springtime is gonna approach. And if you let this cold spell dry you out, you're not gonna be able to enjoy the bloom. You're not gonna be blooming, and you're not gonna be right there with nature. Once we in tune with nature to that highest of degrees, we're gonna bloom right along with spring. Springtime is almost here. This cold, cold world, this cold spell is gonna be in the past. It's already in the past. But we are realizing these moments so much that we think it's real. We think that is real. But realize that is not. It's just a spell that was put over your life. And then you're bewitched. And you're going along your whole day thinking that this is how life is. When you can live in the warm side where it's sunny days and clear skies. Woo! I love this. I love my life. I love that I'm making the right decisions to keep climbing up that ladder. Because I've been cold for a long time. And those cold spells now when they come, I'm just laughing. I'm like, hey, I know you. Let's have some fun. I'm not letting it beat me down no more. Because I love myself. And I love you. You love your family. Your family loves you. My mom loves me. There's a lot of people out there. Just find the ones that love you and hold close to them. Give them a hug. Give them a pound. Give them a dab. Give them a handshake. Just let them know you appreciate them. Because you never know who is going through that cold spell at any moment in time. And you never know when you need somebody. So with that, my guys, my ladies, my wonderful Tai'ers, I'm going to end it right there. If you enjoyed this, be sure to drop some likes for me. Help me get out of this cold spell. Make sure you subscribe. Some days we dropping 1-2 videos a day. And I want to talk about that fall in love video. It is very hilarious. I understand. Just fall in love with it. And that's all I'm going to say. This day, warm yourself up. Stay close to the fire. This is Captain Naga asking you. We all tie. But do we really tie? Sometimes, I don't know, dude. Sometimes I don't know. Until next time, Captain Naga. Go and find a warm place to sit. Probably the house. I didn't expect this, but that's why you shouldn't have no expectations, but greatness. And greatness comes in many different forms. Many's always going to surprise you. Greatness is always going to surprise you, or else it's not great, it's just mediocre. Don't live a mediocre life.